this is the big question you have to ask the guys that you are dating, okay? Have you ever cheated or been cheated on in the past? That's it. Ask that question in that first hour of talking or chatting on with them. And if they have a problem with that question, oh, that's a weird question, that's crazy, it's bye-bye time. It's bye-bye time. Okay, now I am so excited about this because so many people are wondering, like, they have advice. They need advice. They say, okay, should I dump him for this? Should I say bye-bye for this reason or that reason? And so I'm doing these short little snippets that are going to be little nuggets of gold, and they're going to be short and sweet or not. And it's just going to keep it real. Okay. So let's start off this whole little new series. It's bye-bye time. And we're going to go with the most obvious one, I would think, but it's actually not. How it's so interesting how many women date men that have cheated in the past and they continue to date them. And then what ends up happening, a lot of times they end up getting cheated on. Okay. So this is the big question you have to ask the guys that you are dating. Okay. Have you ever cheated or been cheated on in the past? That's it. Ask that question in that first hour of talking or chatting on with them. And if they have a problem with that question, oh, that's a weird question, that's crazy, it's bye-bye time. That's it. Because a guy who has never cheated won't have a problem answering that question. Now, okay, let me also clarify something, okay? If a guy tells you, oh my gosh, I've been cheated on, like, oh my gosh, and he's open about it, that's amazing. Awesome. Hear him out. That's great. But if he tells you, I have in the past, it was years ago, I was awful, I've learned from it, and he dives into how he's learned and grown from it, I think that is the only way that you're like, okay, you have to trust your gut. You have to be in tune, right, with, okay, your inner wisdom, right? Because you've gone through so much, okay? You have to honor that. Like, give yourself credit. You know, you have gone through many relationships. You know what it is when someone's lying to you. Sometimes you're like, oh, something feels weird about that. It's because they're lying to you or something's not feeling right. But, you know, what I want you to do is be true to that gut feeling. So you ask a guy, hey, have you ever, cheated in the past? And you can share first. You say something about, I grew up and in my home, like my parents, whatever your story is, how you encountered cheating. Maybe your mom cheated, your dad cheated, maybe your aunt, uncles, I have no idea. Or maybe your boyfriend in high school and how it hurt you. Like, open up about things that you've gone through. Leave them space to share about what they've gone through. And if they don't automatically just start to lean into sharing, you can guide them and ask them that question of like, oh, have you ever gone through anything like that? It's not like, have you ever cheated? Yes or no? Like, it's not an interrogation. It's more just like you want to like see where their head's at and what their experiences are so you can emotionally connect. You know what I mean? And so if he does say, that he has in the past and he owns it and he's grown from it, that's the only way that I would be like, okay, you know what? You got to trust yourself. And how do you really feel? Like, it's not like a red flag. I would say it's like more like a yellow, orange. It's not a green flag. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the only reason not to say bye-bye if they've really, truly grown. Okay. If they are justifying it, you know what, is that she was just like not paying attention to me. She was always busy working. Like, he's justifying it. He has these reasons. It's bye-bye time. I'm serious. It is like deal breaker. That's it. Like, a guy that is not, he doesn't have that moral compass of like, wait a second, this is not aligned to who I want to be, and he thinks it's okay to go ahead and he has a reason for it. Nuh-uh. Bye-bye. And don't be scared to talk about this. Like, don't be scared. The right guy will not run away. Okay? Let me say that again. The right guy will not run away. You have to be fearless. Like, if anyone, like, if this guy on the other end of that phone chat, if you're meeting him online or you're in real life talking about it, don't feel embarrassed and bad if he is uncomfortable about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we care so much about, oh my God, well, I don't make him feel awkward, or I don't want to put him on the spot. Why not? Why not? You got to lean into that and say, this is who I am. This is what I want. Now, listen, some of you out there may be like, oh my God, I never really thought about a cheating guy. Well, stop and think about it. Seriously, have you ever dated a guy that's lied to you, cheated on you? And by the way, cheating, let me clarify that, okay? Because oh no, like he just, was emotionally, he was just texting someone. That's cheating time. That's bye-bye time. When you're emotionally connecting and you're texting some other women, giving attention to someone else that's not you, like all of that, it falls in that category. Okay. So like, let's just say it, let's call it like it is. Okay. Make sure. And by the way, if you've never been cheated on, great, perfect. But you still should actually ask guys about it. There's a lot of people out there, men and women, right? That's just part of life. That's just what they do. Good for you. Bye-bye time. Because I feel like if you're on the other end of this podcast episode, right, you're listening, it's because you really want to find a long-lasting love, and that requires trust. Come on, trust. And how can you trust a cheating bastard? You're not. Okay? It's bye-bye time to those cheating guys and they justify it and they don't learn from it. Forget about it. There's so many guys in the world. Sometimes we get so desperate. Oh my gosh, we have to make this work. Why? No, you don't. Trust me, there's another guy around the corner. Relax. That's not your person. Be fearless. And if he's a cheater or has cheated in the past and doesn't care, bye-bye. And remember, as you're putting yourself out there and you're asking the real questions and getting deep soon, right? You don't settle, because it has to be crazy love or nothing.